Competing rallies connected by the same focus, U.S. President Donald Trump. Crowds gathered in several American cities in the name of Mr. Trump, but that's where the similarities end. While some came to praise, others came to protest. CGTN's Jim Spellman went to the rallies. He just returned.
Two rallies, one on one side of the White House, one on the other side. And I tell you, these two rallies really reflect how divided the United States is right now. Both sides incredibly passionate about their beliefs, whether they support or oppose the U.S. president.
Organizers dubbed it the March for Truth, protesting alleged Russian interference in last year's U.S. election.
Because the people demand truth about what's happening. It's a national nightmare to have a man who is not really legitimately elected in the White House.
The protests come as multiple investigations are looking into possible links between Russia and the Trump campaign and transition teams.
And they found a perfect stooge and puppet in Donald Trump. And I needed to talk and say something and let people know that I will resist and fight for truth.
The ongoing investigations have yet to reveal wrongdoing, but many here are calling for criminal charges.
The prosecution needs to be followed through. If impeachment is put on the table, then it needs to happen.
Other cities across the U.S. saw similar rallies. Trump's decision to pull out of the Paris Climate Agreement brought even more urgency to the protests. Meantime, at the White House, supporters of President Trump say he's doing exactly what he was elected to do. The smaller group of pro-Trump supporters came out to celebrate the decision to pull out of the Paris Agreement.
Promises made, promises kept, that supporting his campaign, that he will make America great again, and I think given the opportunity, he will definitely do that. He has America's interests at heart and definitely first.
They argue that pulling out of the Paris Agreement won't hurt the stature of the U.S. on the world stage.
And I think people who have a global outlook, they may not like it. But if America is great again, the world is blessed. In history, as long as the U.S. was strong, other countries benefited from it.
President Trump supporters here dismissed the Russia investigation.
That is hogwash.
Fake news?
Fake news.
But the divide in the U.S. between Trump's supporters and detractors is very real and will likely only intensify as the Russia investigation continues. Susan.
And so where does that stand now, Jim?
So there are multiple investigations in Congress and an investigation by the FBI. The congressional committees have been subpoenaing various documents, and more information seems to leak out almost every day about contact between people in the Trump campaign and people linked to Russia. The next major event will be Thursday, when the former FBI Director James Comey is set to testify before Congress. Comey had been leading the Russia investigation before Trump fired him. He will be asked if Trump tried to convince him to drop the investigation before he was fired. It's going to be an important week in this investigation, Susan.
Alrighty, Jim Spellman, thank you for the update.